When I first started my channel, I thought, I don't really like sweet perfumes, and all the popular perfumes are so sweet. They're really sickly, kind of cloying. And then slowly but surely, I've realised that actually I do really like sweet perfumes quite a lot. I just don't like strong sweet perfumes, and I don't like incredibly kind of perfumey vanillas. I don't like anything that's I mean, what's cloying to one person, not so much to another. But I like very sweet perfumes that are more like skin scents. I don't like wearing really sweet perfumes to work or generally just out and about. I really don't like wearing very sweet perfumes for the whole day. What I like is a really light perfume that's very sweet, creamy. It just makes my skin smell a bit sweet and tasty. That I can either put on in the morning after I've had a shower, or when I come home from work if my perfume's worn off and I just want to snuggle up. And sometimes just I guess I don't really wear loads of perfumes to bed, but sometimes I do put on something yummy late in the evening, but I want it to be gone when I'm trying to go to sleep. So I've kind of realised that what I quite like is more of a body spray or a very light eau de toilette style perfume when it comes to really sweet things. Now, there's a few of those available. So, I mean, that, there's things that I've smelt that I kind of dig in a weird way, but they've just been way overpowering for me. And then there's other things where I've increasingly been buying sweeter perfumes, and I've been really enjoying them. Generally, I like a kind of really sharp, fruity note maybe mixed in with that, or I like something that's kind of got a toffee vibe rather than a caramel vibe. I love kind of panna cotta and cream, but I don't like patchouli, and I don't want, necessarily salt, and I don't necessarily want all of the other things that tend to go with sweet perfumes. So I kept seeing these philosophy perfumes these are body sprays. I think they're called body spritz. Yeah. So this is these fresh cream body spritz. I was seeing these on eBay and Perfume Click and Health Farm, all places that I shop from quite a lot. Now, I've wanted to smell fresh cream mainly because Carmen Centrix is obsessed with fresh cream. She loves it. She talks about it all the time. Now, I don't know if American subscribers or in fact creators would know this, but you can't buy Philosophy Fresh Cream perfume in the UK. It's not on the Philosophy site. No sites stock it. If we wanted to get the actual perfume of Fresh Cream, we would have to buy it from America, and it would cost a lot of money. So I mean, I think you can get it over there for Philosophy's not cheap, but I think you can get it over there for not too much. But I think if you wanted to get it shipped over here, it would be like £100 for a small bottle. So I just wanted to know what it smelled like, really. I was just kind of fascinated. So I was very happy to see that both on, I think, Health Farm, and that's Health Farm spelled PHARM, Health Farm and Perfume Click, which is where I got this from. They have these body spritzes and they had fresh cream. I think this was around about £15. This is the 480ml bottle. And I just thought, I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to try loads of these body spritzes because they've got a lot of really delicious looking ones. And I just thought it would be super fun to try them because I do not see people talking about these perfumes. I think they're supposed to be kind of moisturising, but I mean, realistically, they're just like a light, sweet body spray. So if I start with fresh cream, I'm not entirely sure what the notes are supposed to be here. Let's have a look. What does it actually say? Not a huge amount that you could work out here. None of these really have notes. Then the body spritzes are not on Fragrantica, so I'm just going to have to try and explain these the best way I can. These come with just a normal lid, so you could use it like a splash bottle, or you could put it in a smaller bottle so you to decant. But this comes with it. So as you can see, there's sellotape all over these because they sellotaped it to the side, which is a very good way to make sure it doesn't get lost, but very annoying because I can't actually get it all off. But anyway, so let's give this a spritz, and I will tell you what I think about it. So, woohoo! This is a this is interesting, this scent, because I do like it, but I can kind of see why other people really wouldn't like this one. Because it is lactonic in a, I mean, how to say this? In a human milky way. That sounds really gross, but I think it's kind of accurate. It's incredibly sweet. Now, I've never done breastfeeding, but I know people who have. I also used to work in a job many years ago where sometimes women would come in and they'd be breastfeeding, and I'd have to like warm up the milk or like put it in the fridge, if they were spending a day. And that's kind of what this makes me think of. I mean, it smells like breastfeeding babies, so it's kind of a beautiful smell, but it's edging towards that kind of, how like slightly sour, sweaty skin vibe. I don't know, but it's also really beautiful because there's a bit of vanilla. It's the most lactonic thing and the most kind of realistically lactonic thing I've ever smelt. And this is going to be interesting because I am going to try this one and see what my husband thinks of it on my skin. Now, I've never had a child myself, but he has a son, and he looked after him when he was little. So I wonder whether this is actually going to make him think of like babies and babies drinking milk, because that's it smells like if you sniff a baby. But without that clean kind of laundry smell that is kind of surrounding babies, because they're often in like fresh linen and fresh blankets. So without any of that, just the smell of like a baby who's been breastfeeding. I imagine that will put some people off, but that is my honest opinion of what this smells like. I happen to think it's really beautiful. I'm really looking forward to wearing this one. I think it's very pretty, but it's really fascinating. It's really, really very interesting, this smell. I don't know if the perfume smells like that as well, but I think some people would find it's too like. I imagine on some people's skin this would go a bit sour, or like I think it might move into the like baby spew smell. I have a feeling I've read some reviews that have said that, but I don't think it smells like spoilt milk. I know I can see why it's on the edge, but I think it smells like almost sort of warm, creamy milk and fresh, beautiful baby skin. I know I sound weird, but that is genuinely what I think fresh cream smells like, or at least this one. I'm doing this in my robe because I thought I might as well do this at night, because I think I'm going to be wearing these kind of late at night. So let's do one that I can't get along with this one. I was so excited, and it smells spectacular from the bottle. But on my skin, this goes super weird. This is Apricots and Cream. And I mean, look at the colour. Isn't it fabulous? Another one of the big bottles. I think this one might have actually been, or maybe they were £17. I can't remember how much these big ones were. But they were under 20 quid for a massive bottle. So I wouldn't have bought them if they were for £20. Apricots and Cream, it's almost like a fuzzy peach when you spray it, when you smell it from the bottle, and when you first spray it. Okay, I'm going to take a risk here. Let me spray this out. I am planning to have a shower in a bit anyway. It's absolutely delicious when I first spray it. It's so good. Really, really tasty. It does. I mean, would I guess it was apricot? I think it is apricotty in that I think it's probably sharper than you'd get with a peach, but it's that classic kind of nectarine peach kind of thing. But it's not syrupy, it's bright and fresh and a bit tart. But then it has that kind of sweet vanilla-y cream underneath it, so it's beautiful. But yeah, the more it dries down, the more it starts to smell kind of bitter and a bit weird on me. Yeah, there's a strange smell in the background of this that I can't really be dealing with, but I'm also finding it incredibly hard to put my finger on what it is. Almost starts going more yogurty than creamy. That might be what it is. Yeah, it's starting to smell like an apricot yogurt rather than apricot cream. Yeah, that one just doesn't really work for me. Yeah, that's one I think I'll have to pass on. But I think if you like the idea of an apricot yogurt in body spray form, then you might like that. It kind of... It's also something ever so slightly savoury in this one. It's like some kind of... Maybe like a slight biscuity vibe. But like quite a savoury biscuit, like a cracker or something. Yeah, I can't get along with it, and I'm gutted because when I first sprayed it out, I thought it was absolutely stunning, and I was really excited about this, but I can't quite get along with it. What it kind of reminds me of, apart from that kind of slightly biscuity smell, is I think they're called body yogurts, or like the Body Shop do. I've got a mango one that's absolutely scrumptious. It's a mango body cream that I think it might literally be called yogurt, and it's fabulous. I keep that one at work because it's really good moisturizer. And this actually smells quite a lot like that, but if you add in that slight kind of Jacob's cream cracker vibe as well. I can't really get along with it. I'm not sure whether I might keep this one until it's winter and see how I get along with it then. Maybe it just doesn't work very well in the heat. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's not my favourite, but it's an interesting one. So that's apricots and cream. Just make sure that these are nice and... Oh, they're so cool. Okay, now, one that I do get along with and I'm instantly obsessed with. I am not at all sad that I have a massive bottle of this one. Lemon custard. Oh my God. That is exactly what it smells like. It smells exactly like lemon custard. There's not really anything else going on here. It's noticeably a vanilla custard, but it's not too vanilla-y. It's creamy, but not in the fresh cream way. It's noticeably a lovely kind of light interpretation of a vanilla custard, but then it has that kind of... It's not quite as buttery, but if you imagine something akin to almost like there is a lemon curd in here as well. So you've got that naturally kind of slightly tart but very sugary lemon smell. And then you've got that delicious vanilla custard. And it gets more delicious as it dries down. It's absolutely scrumptious. It's very straightforward. You definitely get more of the kind of tart lemon at first and that sugary lemon, and then it gets more creamy, more custardy as it dries down, a bit more vanillic. But there's nothing really else going on here. It's very straightforward, very delicious, really easy to wear. It's just, I mean, that is an absolute winner. That is fabulous. All right. What do we have? Okay, let's go for this one. This is an incredibly literal interpretation of a cinnamon bun smell. So I have the cinnamon bun from Demeter, and that is a perfume that's also quite literal. It's incredibly sugary, but when it dries down, the kind of bready, biscuity smell disappears, and then it just kind of stays as a very sweet, yummy cinnamon perfume. I love that one for Christmas. I've got that one, and I've got pumpkin pie, which is kind of a lighter, earthier, easier, less bready version of that. But this one, you can really smell that bread, and it's veering into the biscuity realm that I can't wear because I can't really do literal pastry, biscuits, or bread, because to my nose, I feel like they smell like stale towels. It's the same with like nutty perfumes that have that kind of, they smell like a cookie. I know loads of people love that kind of scent. People love the Sol de Janeiro perfumes, that kind of thing. Those smell like stale towels to me. They smell like old biscuits. And I don't ever want to smell like an old biscuit like that. I don't ever want to smell like I've not washed my towels, and that's all I can think when I smells like this. But I think anyone else who, if you love Sol de Janeiro perfumes and you like the idea of a really Christmassy body spray, this is incredible because it smells literally exactly like a cinnamon bun. It's got that slightly yeasty bread smell. So it absolutely smells exactly like a cinnamon bun, which I think sometimes in a perfume can be massively overwhelming if it's strong. And I think that was the danger with the Demeter one, but luckily that's a cologne. So even if at first you spray it and it's incredibly strong, but very, very quickly that kind of chills out. This is just pretty chill generally. You could absolutely go ham with this and you would smell like Christmas. So it's really, really pretty. I just don't want to smell like this. But I also bought the big bubble bath and shower gel of this because I know I'll like it in the shower and I know that my husband will like it in the bath, but I just don't want to wear it as a perfume, if you see what I mean. So yeah, cinnamon buns didn't really work out for me, but if you don't mind a kind of nutty, bready smell, then you'll probably be fine with this. Okay, then I have... Okay. Oof. Some of these feel like they've leaked a bit, but I didn't really put them up right, so that's my fault. I'm going to spray this. Okay. So we have honey and cream. Now, honey and cream is the lightest perfume I've ever smelt. Like, it's crazy, crazy light. I know it's a body spray, but it's considerably lighter than any of these. Obviously, this one is actually based on this as a base, if you see what I mean, based on this as a base. It definitely noticeably has this as a base. But there is a distinct honey note in this that just is a beautifully sweet skin smell, definitely a skin scent, incredibly light. Again, I don't know how this will perform in colder weather compared to, now in summer, but this is another one where I think this will be one just for when I want to smell sweet and tasty. I do like honey and cream. I think this one's really nice. Yeah, but it's way, way lighter than the actual fresh cream, and it's definitely lighter than any of the others. It's one where it smells quite alcohol-y when you first spray it, way more than any of the others. But like if I I almost can't smell anything after I've smelled like the cinnamon bun, for instance. Yeah, it's very, very light, but it's super pretty. So these smaller ones, they were cheaper. I think the cinnamon buns is only like £7. But they didn't have them in bigger bottles. And to be honest, if they'd have had these in smaller bottles, I would have got the smaller bottles. But yeah, I just got what was there. These were all from Perfume Click. They still seem to have them in stock. And again, some of these are also available on Health Farm, but not all of them. Okay. Then I've got one I got from eBay. Ooh. Oh, this is heaven. I mean, it's actual heaven. This is, I'm running out of space on the thing. Look, I can just get it in. Fresh cream and mint. Oh, goodness. This one smells a little bit less like a baby, but it is very creamy. Creamy still. And actually, what this reminds me of, one of the best desserts I've ever eaten in my entire life was at a restaurant in the West Country, which I don't think exists anymore. It was called Collie's, or at least it doesn't exist in the way it used to. And I used to often go there for birthdays. Like, my whole family just loved it. And it was this crazy place where it was like 9 courses. And they all dressed up as if they were kind of Victorians. And it was all quite like silver spoon and fancy, but in quite a country bumpkin way. Was it in Lechlade? Anyway, I once had a mint and white chocolate panna cotta in Collie's, and I have thought about it ever since. It's one of the most delicious puddings I've ever eaten. It is perfection, and this smells like a very light version of that pudding, because it's creamy, but it's kind of, like I said, it's not like creamy like skin, and it's sweet, and it almost does have that slight white chocolatey vibe, but like, and cooked cream, but then with beautiful mint. It's so delicious. This is obviously, like, if you don't like mint, you'll hate it. If you like mint, you'll probably love it. I mean, think of like a super light Spritz version of like the interior of a after eight. Do you know what I mean? Like that delicious mint fondant, but more creamy, bit more vanilla, you know. I mean, that is so perfect in the morning when I just want to smell sweet and delicious, but because it's mint, it's quite bright. And that's actually the same with the lemon custard. So I won't keep cinnamon buns and apricots and cream. Well, unless apricots and cream suddenly turns around for me and I try it another day and it smells delicious, which I think is unlikely. I'll have the fresh cream and the honey and cream, kind of for evenings and for like late nights and for cuddles, that kind of thing. And then I've got the lemon custard and the fresh cream and mint for when I want to wear something in the morning. Do you know what I mean? I mean, to be fair, fresh cream and mint and lemon custard are both really cozy as well, but just in terms of like how they make you feel, because the lemon obviously and the mint are both like really bright, lovely, kind of wake you up, kind of fresh smells, and they just happen to be on a really, really sweet base. But yeah, so this is the collection I got. They also have one that I think was called Pink Chocolate Macaroon, and I decided that that would be a bit too risky for me. I mean, to be fair, cinnamon bun was risky for me, but that one was super cheap. But yeah, I think I looked up the pink chocolate macaroon as a shower gel, and some of the comments made it sound like I wasn't going to like it, so I didn't go for that one. There's a fig and vanilla one, which some people love, but again, I like fig can really be too earthy or dirty or smell really weird to me, so I decided not to go for that one. And there's also one that you can get on eBay, but I haven't seen it on any of the other shops. It's called Marzipan Dreams. Now, I absolutely had that in my basket until I went and read some reviews. Again, I think I read reviews of the body souffle or something like that from of Marzipan Dreams, and some of the comments said that there was almost like a slight pistachio vibe, a slightly kind of almondy marzipan vibe, and it just sounded so much like my Demeter pistachio ice cream perfume, which I genuinely think dries down to smell like marzipan sprinkled with pistachios. So I just don't need that one, so I decided against it because I already have such a good pistachio. So yeah, so those I think are all of the ones that I've seen. Obviously they also have the Pure Grace and all the rest of it, but I mean, in terms of the delicious looking kind of foodie sweet ones, this is most of what I saw, minus the things that I just didn't think I would particularly like. So I think that these are brilliant and I'm really happy about them. So yeah, I'm gonna keep the ones I really like, and sadly they're not on for Grantica, so I can't add them to my never-ending list of perfumes that I own, but I'm really going to enjoy spritzing these on myself when I just want to smell sweet and tasty.